The voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. On the 17th and the 18th, the breeze may have been fresh, but it wasn't that soft. And our trees that are so verdant were so verdant. Some are not as verdant as they are, but again, folks, we are all blessed, and we will talk more about that. So today is Friday, the 20th day of August 2021, and I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, comfortable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, again, we want to urge you to please be extremely cautious. In some areas, there may be additional obstacles or hazards on the road, so you want to be even more cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle. It is extremely important for you to ensure that you observe the rules of the road, and remember that the life you save may simply be your own. For those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to extend sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. If you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, you may not have been able to celebrate the way that you normally would, but there's nothing wrong with you having a post-birthday celebration as well. So please do so in moderation, and do so with care as well. For those of you who may be ill, whether you are at home or at a medical facility, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning again, back from vacation, beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow, that toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on our 949-8037 and the 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. And, of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. This morning, Dr. Macfield had planned to be in the studio with me, but like everyone else, his property has sustained some damage, and he's going to be at home today working on that. He has individuals coming over to do some work, so that is quite understandable. We all want to get back to some semblance of normalcy as soon as possible. And of course, when the tropical storm or hurricane has left you or your property vulnerable, then that is something that you want to address as quickly as possible. So we hope that Dr. Macfield gets everything done, and we would say to him, I know he likes to be involved and wants to be active in it, but be extremely careful out there as well. But we have so much to talk about, so many government announcements, so many words of caution, so many directives being given as far as the storm debris, vegetative matter, landfill protocols, and we're going to try to share as many of those as possible with you this morning. Meanwhile, I believe we already have a caller, so we're going to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, how are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, it could be a lot worse. You know, I got to give thanks to the good Lord above. And, you know, people may say that, you know, they don't believe in this and that, but, you know, has to be somebody that's looking out over us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know how we go. We always been church-going people and believe in, you know, the good Lord above. But, yeah, I just hope that everybody's okay. I think everybody's okay. I think it's just a matter of a lot of vegetation that got, you know, pretty much damaged. So, I mean, that's material stuff that can be replaced.
Yep.
And, you know, the reason I called on Wednesday afternoon, I was a bit disappointed with Radio Cayman, and I'll explain to you why. What's her name gave out the news. Can't remember her name right off, but it's kind of a funny long name. And she said that the all clear bulletin was issued. And then there was a gentleman that was on there. He was saying that it was not clear. So, I mean, I heard the lady when she said that it was a all clear bulletin. You know, you could move around now if you needed to.
I think that was issued. The all clear was issued around about 6 p.m.
No, it was before that. A little bit before that. She announced it.
But the official one was 6 p.m.
Yeah, but the guy keep getting it wrong. That he was saying that it was not clear. And you know, the other thing with that, I got a bit also confused again because, I mean, all was being played on Radio Cayman was Spanish music, and where this came out from, I don't know. So I really was a bit concerned. What direction? Where are we going? Now we're playing. We're an English-speaking island, and all we listening to on our radio station, Radio Cayman, is Spanish music. Can you explain to me or give me some kind of direction what that is all about?
Well, I am informed that there is a segment that is dedicated to on Wednesdays to Latin music, and that is sponsored. You know, there are commercial sponsors for that as well. So we have an obligation to honor the contractual arrangements that we have with our sponsors to air their programs as well. So anything, I shouldn't say anything, but most things that you hear on Radio Cayman, unless it's an initiative of Radio Cayman ourselves here, they're all sponsored.
But see, the only problem is with that. This was just after we had just experienced a storm, or you can say Category 1 hurricane.
Uh-huh.
You know, because I strongly believe that's what it was. They're not saying that's what it was, but, I mean, with those kind of winds and the kind of force that was carrying, I mean, I couldn't see it being anything less than a Category 1 hurricane.
Okay.
I mean, to have the Latin music on, I mean, I don't have anything personally against it, but I thought it was a bit strange after we just came out of something like that. And even if they had, play an English song in between, but I understand that's what radio is all about. You sponsor it, but I mean, again, I think it could have been dealt with in a little bit different way. They could have put a campaign, English song in between, and then continue on with your Latin and kind of mix it up because of the circumstances. I mean,
your point is well taken, and nothing is carved in stone. We can always make adjustments to suit the particular occasion, and I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I just wanted to listen something that I thought at the time that I understood, not something I couldn't understand, but it's. I guess it's what it is. Maybe in the future, something can be changed regarding that, because again, we're speaking English, and I mean it's something new for us. I mean, and it's going to take quite a bit of getting adjusted to something. Now we have to listen to, like we're up in Florida or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah. While I have you on the phone, I know that in the past you had been very vocal about the South Sound area near the launch ramp and the work that was being done there. Have you had an opportunity since the storm to go by there to see, to assess what has taken place, if anything?
You must be a psychic or some kind of mind reader, because I am there right this minute.
Wow.
I am here, actually, physically right here, okay? And I am very concerned because I meant to bring it to your attention also, because I'm watching that beach just disappearing because of all of the gasm that is being washed in. And I would have thought by now that some kind of net or some kind of provision would have been made. We know when this thing is coming in, right? So all this thing is doing is washing up. It's getting into the sand. The machine is cleaning it, and the beach, the sand is disappearing like you would not believe.
Because they're taking the sand up with the sargassum when they're removing it.
Well,
is that the case?
That it has to. Well, they can't get that up without moving the sand also.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not at least 30 to 40 or 50% sand that is also going with that, I mean, people are welcome to go and see for themselves, but that is a serious concern, because I mean, I just looked at that and it's going down like you would not believe. So that should be a serious concern. And why can't we get some kind of a net and put out there to try to trap some of that, which would help us and prevent us from losing the little bit of beach we got there.
Mm-hmm. What about the roadway? Was that any damage done to the roadway or to the sidewalks?
No, that looks pretty much all intact. The roads is fine. The walkway looks fine. So it's just the beach, and also with all of the drain off that is coming out of Randike Garden it is seriously discolored. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It just looks like.
Well, I believe that's how it got its name, Red Bay. Because remember we had all of those mangroves around there, and I remember when we used to fish in that area, the water, a lot of the water, had that red color to it. Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of the river up and going up around Trenton, New Jersey, and then how nasty and dirty that is. That's how it kind of reminds me of, to tell you the truth. All right, I'll see you. Well,
okay.
All the best, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Before we take the commercial break, I'll just give you one government notice, and that one has to do with the Department of Labor and Pensions offices reopening today. The Department of Labor and Pensions office they were closed due to repairs required after the passing of Tropical Storm Grace. The office will be open to the public today, Friday the 20th of August at 9 a.m. And I will continue to give you updates on other government departments as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Bertram Ebanks, Certificate and Badge of Honor, JP, 1913-1976. Bertram Ebanks served in the Constabulary Force of Grand Cayman. During World War II, he served in the Home Guard of the Trinidad Royal Naval Volunteer Reserve for 4.5 years and received silver and bronze medals for meritorious service. He was elected a vestryman in 1946 and appointed a Justice of the Peace in 1948. He was a member of the Agricultural Society from its very inception and president from 1974 to 1976. He was inducted into the Agriculture Hall of Fame, and there is a pavilion named after him on Thomas Russell Way. Berth Ebanks was an active member of the Northside Pilgrim, now Wesleyan, Holiness Church. The people with whom he shared his property for a small fee nominated a land in the area to be called Uncle Bert's Lane. He was married to Esme Alverni Nee Ebanks, with whom he had 4 children.
Start your engines for Rotary Central's first Gumball Rally. Saturday, August the 21st. Rotary Central's newest initiative, raising funds for community mental health projects. It's the Gumball Rally. Follow the clues to a secret destination where we will be laying on food, music, raffles and prizes for different categories. This is a fun event and not a race. Registration starts at Cricket Square on Elgin Avenue at 11:30 or pre-register ahead of time through Rotary Central Facebook page or contact 928-3869 for further details. You can also check out the What's On in Cayman app on your smartphones. $100 entry fee per car for up to 4 people. We already have teams signed up, but we want more. Come and join them at the Gumball Rally, Saturday, August the 21st. All of our proceeds support our mental health project. Rotary Central, serving to change lives.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vamt Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vampmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to Mick Russ grocery store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Radio Cayman,
The voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Today is Friday the 20th of August 2021. We are extremely grateful, thankful that no life was lost during tropical storm, or some people may say Hurricane Grace. But what I hope that we will all take away from this experience is that we should not take these weather systems lightly. We all have a tendency to procrastinate and to say, oh, it's not going to affect us. Those who have been through Hurricane Ivan, those who have been through Hurricane Gilbert, those who have been through Hurricane Paloma, and now those who have experienced Tropical Storm or Hurricane Grace will know what it is all about. So hopefully, based on our experience, we will now take heed to warnings when they are given as well. If any of you had the opportunity to look outside and see the ferocity of that wind, I was thinking what our seamen, especially those in the early days when we had smaller vessels. I've been on a national bulk carrier oil tanker that was huge, and I've seen that being tossed around in the waves. But what our forefathers would have gone through in the type of weather, and this is with 60 miles, 65, 70 mile per hour winds. And if you had an opportunity to look and see how that wind was whipping up and the trees were twisting and turning and bobbing and weaving, you can only imagine what others would have gone through, those especially on the oceans. I'm going to share with you something from the National Roads Authority. This was issued yesterday, actually, and they have pointed out that as cleanup and recovery from the passage of Tropical Storm Grace remains underway, the National Roads Authority has provided some road safety tips for drivers returning to local roads. Take it easy on the roads. If you're out and about, cleanup was ongoing at that time in the 19th, and cleanup is still ongoing. Be defensive. Do not be aggressive on the roads. Drive with caution. Watch for pedestrians. They pointed out that storms often cause damage to vehicles and roads. As a result, some people will walk along the side of the road as opposed to be to driving. You should drive around floodwater. This morning, right at the junction of Thomas Russell Way, the lane that merges that takes you towards Smith Road and the hospital, there's water there as a result of flooding, because that area, if you know the history of it, it is a swampy area, and the swamp is still there. And vehicles are just zooming through the water as if nothing is there. Just take it easy. So you should drive around flood water, and I should say if you're unable to drive around it, then drive cautiously, drive slowly as well, because otherwise, you could end up with a stalled engine. They point out that storms will inevitably cause some standing water or flooding. Do not make the mistake of attempting to drive through flood water. Even standing water that doesn't appear to be deep can cause you to lose control of your vehicle. Of course, the persons who display this type of driving, those are the ones who have no respect for the road, have no respect for their vehicles, have no respect for their safety, have no respect for the safety of others as well. They believe only that a vehicle is designed, and the intention of a vehicle to get them from point A to point B as fast as possible. Not as safe as possible, but as fast as possible. Also, another point that they give, that we should watch out for down power lines. If there are down power lines ahead of you, you should drive around them. Such power lines might be electrified even though there are no sparks. I'm going to interrupt there because we do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning, my friend. Good to hear your voice, and I trust everything is well with you and yours.
Yes, indeed. I lost some trees. One just missed my car from a vehicle. But what I'm calling for was, we have this feeling, prevalent among us that it's just a tropical storm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tropical storm. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as just a tropical. Any kind of wind that's 40 miles an hour or more sustained can do, a lot of damage, especially the trees and stuff. So, I heard a lot of people say, it's just a storm coming, I worry about that. Like I said, you get sustained 65 miles an hour, and the difference between 65 miles an hour and 74 miles an hour wind, we can't tell that.
Mm-hmm.
That's imperceptible to us.
That's true.
And that's the difference between a strong tropical storm and a hurricane. So, we have to get out this thing that it has to be a Gilbert-like or an Ivan-like thing before we get serious.
Yes.
Any kind of tropical storm, sometimes you hear a tropical storm with winds, anything like I say 40, 50, 60 kind of miles an hour, sustained, can do a lot of damage, especially to foliage, trees, and even some structures if they're not really well put together,
Yep, that's so true, yes.
Yeah. So we need to, anytime we hear anything, storm, hurricane, or whatever, get serious, prepare, get your place as best as you can in order, and just treat it seriously, It's like I said, we tend to think that because it's a tropical storm, it won't be bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, on another point, now would be a good time for them to bring up this, what they do at Christmas time. They get the work crews out on the road.
Yeah.
And try to help clean up and clear up.
The nice program. I was going to actually talk about that because I see where the Botanic Park, I believe, and are asking for volunteers, or if not there, I'll double check it because I'm going to share that with our listening audience. Yeah. But this is a good opportunity for the government. Well, we saw where the government and the opposition met to discuss, funding and things of that nature. Some of those funds then should go towards paying persons to go and work at the Botanic Park, as well.
Yeah, man, whatever, because I saw when I was driving in a while ago by Sports Newlands, I see a crew there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's somebody personally or whether it's government, but there is a crew there. Look like they're getting ready to start doing some cleaning up along that area there.
Excellent.
So, yeah. But
Okay.
Anyway, you fared well?
Yes, lost some fruit trees and stuff like that, and I'll talk a little bit about more of that. It is more mental than anything else when you see it. As a matter of fact, it took me up until yesterday evening to actually cover my whole yard. I went only and looked at little portions of it and sort of like reflected on that and absorbed that, and then I ventured to go a little further. Not that my yard is that big, it's only an acre, but I didn't want the trauma of seeing all of it at one point in time. So that's how I dealt with it.
Yes, indeed. I lost my biggest mango tree, but hopefully we can get us up again, and
Okay.
But like I said, those things can be replaced.
Yep. So true. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go. Got our 8 o'clock news, but please feel free to call back because lots more to talk about as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is a minute after 8.
It's time to live well with Foster's and CG Brit K.
Live Well is your source for recipe ideas and lifestyle tips to help you achieve your healthy living goals.
Head to livewell.fosters.ky and discover foods that will keep you fuller for longer, learn how to keep your skin healthy, and more.
Plus, you'll also find our latest Live Well recipe.
This week, we have classic stuffed peppers full of fresh, affordable ingredients.
Get started at livewell.fosters.ky.
Live Well with Foster's and CG Brit K. The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Tropical Storm Grace was anything but gracious, but now that the storm has passed, leaving a mess of trees and shingles in her wake, can we soon expect the usual sunny skies? Well, weather forecaster at the Cayman National Weather Service, Carrie Powery, fills us in.
Weather will somewhat return to a bit normal state. That will mean to our typical easterly winds, 5 to 10 knots today, becoming a little bit southeasterly from Saturday. In terms of rainfall, today it's fine. Possibly a tropical wave moves into the area on late Saturday, increasing our chances of shower and thunder. And that seems to linger or filters through to early Sunday. So conditions for the weekend look a little bit wet and showery. But other than that, weather is beautiful. Seas moderate, if not slight. Good to be in the Cayman Islands after going through Grace.
Being better prepared is one lesson to learn as the Cayman Islands Red Cross reflects on the passage of Tropical Storm Grace. Cayman Islands Red Cross disaster manager Eddie Miller.
I think it's always important, even though we felt that the response was good, I think it's important always to be better prepared. As we know, a lot of people in the community were panicking last minute. I know that's only human nature, but as we know, people think that obviously if it's not graded as a hurricane, then it's not going to affect us as badly. As we saw, even though it was a tropical storm, it did cause a lot of disruption across all three islands. So just really reiterating people to be better prepared with all the supplies that they need in the unfortunate event that this happens again.
36 people took advantage of shelters in Grand Cayman and 5 on Little Cayman. Due to the recent impact of Tropical Storm Grace, Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman has postponed the Jobs Cayman Drive scheduled for today at the Westin. All events impacted will be rescheduled for next week. New location, dates, and times for the Westin on the 25th from 9 until 1, the 26th from 1 until 5, and the 27th again from 9 until 1. After Tropical Storm Grace caused substantial property damage to the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park, its administrative body, the Tourism Attraction Board, is asking for your help to clean up the debris. The TAB asks anyone who can assist with the donation of heavy equipment and volunteer hours to reach out to John Loris on 916-2609 or the TAB office on 949-6999. If you can offer financial donations, you can also contact Mr. Loris directly. And the Water Authority has shared some safety tips for homeowners as the Cayman Islands recovers from the passage of the storm. Make sure to inspect your home for any property damage. That could include damaged pipes or leaking faucet, especially if there are upper trees. Even small leaks can consume large quantities of water. The public are asked to report any broken or damaged water mains to the Water Authority by leaving a message on 946-4357. That's 946-HELP. You should avoid contact with standing water and flood water to prevent exposure to health risks, chemical hazards, and injuries. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Kersley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Officials in Berlin say a German civilian has been shot as he tried to reach Kabul airport. It's unclear who shot him. His injuries are not thought to be life-threatening. It's the latest sign of the chaos at the airport as thousands of desperate people try to flee Afghanistan. There's something about religious and media freedoms under the new Taliban regime. The German broadcaster Deutsche Welle said Taliban fighters carried out a door-to-door search to find one of its journalists and shot dead one of his relatives. Kenya's Court of Appeal is delivering its verdict on President Uhuru Kenyatta's controversial attempt to change the constitution and introduce sweeping political changes. He wants to introduce the new posts of Prime Minister and 2 deputies. The head of the U.S. Agency for International Development has warned that food aid in Ethiopia's conflict-hit Tigray region will run out this week and has accused the government of obstructing aid convoys. Samantha Power said warehouses were now virtually empty in a region where hundreds of thousands of people are facing famine conditions. The authorities in Uganda have suspended the work of at least 50 local non-governmental organisations, including human rights groups. Some have had their operations suspended indefinitely due to licensing or auditing reasons. The German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, who's in Moscow for her last official visit to Russia, has said the 2 countries must talk to each other despite their differences. She made the remark after arriving for talks with President Putin. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Start your engines for Rotary Central's first Gumball Rally. Saturday, August the 21st. Rotary Central's newest initiative, raising funds for community mental health projects. It's the Gumball Rally. Follow the clues to a secret destination where we will be laying on food, music, raffles and prizes for different categories. This is a fun event and not a race. Registration starts at Cricket Square on Elgin Avenue at 11:30 or pre-register ahead of time through Rotary Central Facebook page or contact 928-3869 for further details. You can also check out the What's On in Cayman app on your smartphones. $100 entry fee per car for up to 4 people. We already have teams signed up, but we want more. Come and join them at the Gumball Rally, Saturday, August the 21st. All of our proceeds support our mental health project. Rotary Central, serving to change lives.
Each Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Lee's Office Products, offering the best products at the most competitive prices, satisfaction guaranteed, and great service. Telephone 949-2303.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefit solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Hey, pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the very latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees, relative humidity is 86%. The barometric pressure is 29.91 inches and falling. Winds are calm. Overnight low temperature was 78 degrees. Synopses indicate light winds and slight seas are expected across the Cayman area over the next 24 hours due to a weak pressure gradient across the Caribbean. The forecast for today for the Cayman Islands is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of afternoon showers, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be at 2:18 this afternoon. High tide tonight at 8:53. The sun will set this evening at 6:48 and will rise tomorrow morning at 8 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for an increase in cloudiness and showers with some thunder from tomorrow evening as a tropical wave moves over the Cayman area.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Back to school can be a stressful time for families. Parents are trying to regain weekly schedules and structure.
Meanwhile, children may struggle with anxiety about moving up a year, seeing their peers, or worse, encountering unfavorable bullying situations. Don't wait until the last minute to prepare for school. Quick tip. Over the summer, work with your child on making their own lunches. Not only does this teach them responsibility, but by practicing over the summer, they'll be proficient by the first week of school, and your morning routine will become much easier.
Change your thinking.
Radio
and change your
Cayman
life.
Cayman Strong Series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Take it easy on the roads. If you're out and about, cleanup is ongoing. Watch out for pedestrians, also those cleaning up the roads and those on riding bicycles, and also cyclists as well. As we look to Godfrey Nixon Way, traffic is moving on moderately, and Owen Roberts Drive, light to moderate traffic flow, and traffic is moderate on Crew Road, some sections steady. On Shamrock Road, moderate flow of traffic, as well as on the Linford Pearson Highway. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, traffic is flowing moderately. And on North Sound Road, moderate flow of traffic. If you see any accidents or incidents or debris on the road, please call the relevant authorities and please drive with extra caution. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock for another traffic report.
Summer, the season for backyard gatherings, beach parties, office socials, and camps for kids. Make the most of your summer party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters or double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go, with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your summer with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
With Logic, you get more things you do want, like faster fiber internet, more TV, entertainment, and better customer service. And you get less of the things you don't want, like waiting, boredom, and disappointment. More of the good, less of the bad. It just makes sense. Or should I say, it's logical. See what I did there? Call us or go to logic.ky to find out how you could be getting way more of what's good.
This is an important message from the Cayman Islands Needs Assessment Unit for Grand Cayman residents. If you live outside of Georgetown and need NAU assistance, then the NAU in our district program could be for you. This month, the NAU will be providing walk-in services at the East End Civic Center on Friday, August 6th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. At the Buddentown Public Library on Friday, August 13th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and at the West Bay Public Library on Friday, August 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Walk-in clients are asked to bring any supporting documentation along with them. For further details, email nauinfo@gov.ky or call 946-0024.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio this morning, so I want to remind you of our numbers, starting with our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. Other numbers, 949-8037, 949-6990. Email, for the record, at candw.ky. WhatsApp, 925-3261. Do realize that many of you who may normally be at home listening to the radio or watching us on YouTube, you may be outside in your yards, or if you're a farmer, you may be out in your farm trying to clear up from the destruction of Tropical Storm Grace. I want to thank the listener who sent me the photograph caption with the caption, "Cleanup crew on Mount Pleasant Road, West Bay this morning." And that is good to know. My understanding is that each member of our parliament has been given, I'm not sure whether or not funding has already been provided to them, but I believe that there's some distribution, I should say, of chainsaws for each member of parliament for their constituents, as well as rakes, and as well as gloves. And that is a move in the right direction as well. But before I talk about the meeting of the PACT government, I just want to give a big shout out to all of our service providers here on the island, telephone providers. Big shout out to Caribbean Utilities Company for the job that they have done, Water Authority, Consolidated Water. Everyone, we know that the provision of those services to us here in the Cayman Islands does not come cheap. We pay for it. So we also pay with the expectations that when we are in a crisis situation, that those companies will be in a position to respond in a timely manner, and they have done so. Some people may not have gotten their electricity back on until yesterday evening. Some, I'm not sure. I'll look at the latest CUC report to see if all power has been restored. But we know that there are issues. There may have been down power lines or poles that were down that needed to be restored as well. But I think we want to give a big kudos to those. And again, I am one of those who has procrastinated with this in terms of getting myself an emergency generator. But I recognize I'm not getting any younger. And the time may come, if I live that long, that I may suffer from illnesses that may not make me as active as I am now, and I may need to have that auxiliary power there in the event that something happens. So that is going to be my next move, to get a generator. I know other members of my family are seeking to do the same as well, and I would encourage you, if you have not already done so and you find yourself in a vulnerable, or you believe that you may find yourself in a vulnerable position, please do that. you may sit and consider, well, how many times per year am I likely to use that? It may not be in a hurricane. It may be other issues that may cause electrical power to be lost as well. So it is a good investment. And just to make clear for out of an abundance of caution and for clarity, I do not own any shares. I own shares in CUC, but I do not own any shares in any company that provides generators, auxiliary power, or anything like that. But I'm saying that from a practical point. We do have callers, so we're going to go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I am awesome.
Great. Good to know.
I've religiously every year pointed out that no two storms are alike. I've always called the talk shows at the beginning of hurricane season and stress to people of these islands, get prepared, be prepared, and everything else. And what I have noticed with this one, people were complacent because it was just a tropical storm. Well, like I said, no two storms are alike. None. And what may be a tropical storm can also do significant damage, which we have seen in this one. So whether it was a storm or a hurricane, don't become complacent. Be prepared. I've seen the ferocity of that wind. Oh my goodness! If it wasn't a hurricane, Ivan was a baby to it. Because trust me, if that had been in that kind of category, you would have seen what would have happened. On the note of generators, I mean, I can source them for you if you need one.
Okay, well, my advice would be something that I would look forward to as well, because there's this toss up between whether or not you get a diesel powered, a gasoline powered, or propane powered. If you have concerns about the environment and climate change, then you would want. I'm gravitating more towards propane. But if you do have other electrical appliances in your house, like your dryer is that may be electrical, your stove may be electrical, then you end up using two sources unless you're in a position to switch over. So those are some of the things that you have to take into consideration.
The best, in my opinion, yes, is the fossil fuel, which is diesel. But the propane is almost as good as the diesel. I've just, as a matter of fact, I just looked at some this morning in comparison with the outputs on them. And the propane output, you can get what they call a dual fuel. There's portable generators that run on gasoline and propane. And the gas, if you're using the regular gas into it, you get a higher output than using the propane.
Okay.
The propane, I know, burns a lot cleaner and is better on the environment. On the other hand, the diesel is more economical to run.
And not as quiet as the propane either. So that's another.
It's not quite as quiet, but you get them now with their enclosures are you would say soundproof. They're very quiet.
Okay.
I brought in one some years ago. Actually, it was just before Ivan, for my brother, and also another gentleman I bought one for. And you can stand up beside them, use your cell phone. They're diesel. And that one for my brother was a 50K, which is like 250 amps. So it's one. As a matter of fact, CUC used that to get started after Ivan.
Wow.
Yeah, they had it for like a month and a half, 2 months, getting their operations back up and going. So It's good. I mean, diesel. Yeah, it's bad on using the environment, but it's very, very rugged and durable.
Okay. So how would you rate CUC's performance this time around? What kind of rating would you give them?
Last time around, same thing. Very good. Very, very good. I mean, they have, a program you would say second to none when it comes to restoring power.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get power till like 1:35 in the morning, but I can't complain at all because they are busy. I mean, I was out and about, evaluating different properties and so forth. And trust me, they had their work cut out for them, and they did exceptionally great.
Okay. Caller, I'm going to ask you to leave us there. We have to go to a break, and we have two more callers on hold. But please feel free to call back because we're going to have an open line for you right up until 10 o'clock. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
When I was growing up in Cayman, Sundays was always a big day for our family. Everyone would go to Granny's house for Sunday dinner after church. Even today, I can still smell the aroma of all the delicious food we used to eat, especially the hot, fresh baked bread smothered in butter, topped off with our favorite pan cheese. These days, I don't have enough time to cook and bake, but I do my best to carry on the Sunday tradition of family meals, and being able to get hot, fresh bread with no preservatives or additives from Caribbean Bakery is a big help for me. Shh, don't tell them, they still think I baked it. Caribbean Bakery, now delivering every Sunday to McGrath's grocery store in Eastern Avenue and Marina Drive. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch roof. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have 4 calls queued up at the moment. I'm going to ask everyone to please be as brief as possible. I know sometimes I'm guilty myself in terms of leading you on to continue to talk more because I ask additional questions. And if you find me going that way, just remind me, as well. So let's take the first caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning, Ozzy.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you? Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah. I want to sincerely say a big thank you to CUC.
Yes.
Because, OC, there cannot be any utility company in this world that move as fast. I mean, you'll read when you hear about catastrophic damages being around the Caribbean, and you'll hear about electricity being gone for weeks on end. And when I came out the evening to go and check my animals, I was resolved to the fact that we would get power probably around Friday, probably sometime today, with the damage that I saw in West Bay. And to much of my surprise, at 11:45 that Wednesday night, we were fully powered in my area in West Bay. And so those guys had to be working around the clock. I mean, and it's a major sacrifice for what they do, because being tired and handling electricity, I'm sure it ain't no fun.
Yes.
But we have to say...
Plus with the rain as well.
Right. And we might curse CUC, well, our bill is high, this, that, but let me tell you, CUC is worth every farthing that we pay to them. They are worth, because they were just unbelievable. And talking about generator, OC, I too have a 30 kW standby generator, and unfortunately, the controller board went, and because of the greedy distributor on the island, wanted $3,998 for the controller for my generator, which I've sourced in Miami for $1,900 US. Is the reason I didn't have power during this particular storm. This was the only storm that here of late that I didn't have power. But yeah, you're talking about standby generators. Ain't nothing to me like a diesel. So I'll leave you at that, OC. I know you got other callers.
Thank you very much, for that as well. And just before I go to the next caller, I must say that Mr. Sasha Tibbetts, one of the vice presidents at CUC, was on talk today with Sterling Dwayne Banks yesterday, and he had nothing but praise for his workers as well. He also pointed out that they have certain a number of shifts, and each shift is allowed to only work a certain amount of time because they recognize that fatigue could set in, and as a result, your mental acuity may not be as sharp, and but workers were really prepared to stay on, or just wanted to get a short amount of sleep and be able to come back, because they're also users of electricity, so they know exactly what they're going through, but they're also dedicated to their customers. Let's go to the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and of course you always do a good job.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, and I want to say thanks to the good Lord for sparing us. We had lots of damage with trees being uprooted, but the main thing, we're still here.
Yes, I understand that the Crew Road area there really took a beating as well.
Yes, it did, and that's why I am calling about now the cleanup, because I have 3 big trees that are down, 2 mango trees and an aca tree, and I have limbs off of a breadfruit tree, and some of my hedge is down. But I just want to find out now with the cleanup. I have a gentleman from one of the gardening companies that always do my yard once a month. Now, what I have is going to need more than him, because I need chainsaws and I need lots of manpower. Okay, so I'm wondering if I have to go ahead and get my gardener, maybe with his crew, because he has 2 other guys that work on, to come in and do that. Are they going to pay for it, or the cleanup crew is coming in to see what has happened?
Government hasn't indicated any program of that nature yet. I mentioned earlier about each member of parliament being allocated funds, and I'm reliably informed that each member of parliament, each of the 19 members of parliament, have been provided with approximately $15,000 by the government for the purposes of cleaning up the island. So I would say to you, get in touch with your member of parliament, let them know what your situation is, and see what they suggest to you in that regard. Before you go ahead and lay out your money on it. Now, I know how we in Cayman are. We want to see things back to normal as quickly as possible, because everyone, we're all concerned. Well, the neighbor's yard, they're getting cleaned up, and I'm the only one on the block who doesn't have mine cleaned up or whatever. It's going to take time, because there are only so much resources. The resources are finite out there in terms of manpower and everything else. It's going to take time, but I am sure that this $15,000 that has initially been allocated to each member of parliament is certainly not enough to cover some of it, and we hope that a proper assessment will be done so that those persons who cannot afford it. I would say, for instance, those, and I did send something to a member of parliament yesterday that had to do really more with roadside pickups and stuff like that. But I would say that if any assistance is given, that it should not include condos and strata, but individual households who cannot afford to, that assistance should be given to them in the form of manpower to help get that cleared. But as it stands now, we know that members of parliament have been given funds, so I would encourage you, before you do anything on your own, get in, especially if it's going to be additional financial strain on you, get in touch with your member of parliament.
Okay, well, that sounds good, and I know.
And if you don't get a positive result, let me know on Monday, and we will bring it up here.
Okay,
keep them on their toes.
Okay, sounds good, O.C.
All right, you have a nice day and stay safe. Okay, we have enough time for another caller before we go to the break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, morning. Making an urgent plea here on the residents, behalf of the residents of Templeton Street off of Georgetown.
Okay.
That road is still flooded, probably, somewhere between 6 and 12 inches of water. And
wow.
A lot of people are not able to get out to work.
Mm-hmm.
NRA has not even been down the road.
Are there drains? Are there drains in the area, in the road?
Yes, but it's a known problem area that water seems to reside in for quite some time, and it seems to be one of the only roads that still has a large amount of water there.
Mm-hmm.
I think more attention needs to be paid to the road and the developments around it.
Mm-hmm.
That is one urgent plea, and maybe a suggestion for CUC to start to look at underground utilities where they're not so susceptible to high winds and other debris falling to just interrupt the power transmission. So that's just 2 points. I'll leave it with you.
Okay, before you go, just on the second point, that is something that we talked about even after Hurricane Ivan, and we're being told that the ability to first of all, I believe that there's some developments that may have it when possibly may do it. But the argument against it is that what it's going to cost to make the conversion, is going to, whether or not it is worth it. But 17 years ago, we were talking about it in after Hurricane Ivan. So by now, I'm sure that had the investment been made early, that we would have paid for it over, and over by now as well. So it is something that needs to be looked at. And when I heard Mr. Sasha Tibbetts on yesterday, that was one of the things that went through my mind. And if anyone is listening from CUC, I would seek their input either by an email or something else to say what are the options in relation to underground power lines. Thank you very much for that, caller.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, we can grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How art thou?
Oh, all is right, but not all not dry. But anyhow, I'll holler at you later. I just want to say good morning to everybody, and God has blessed us again. And big up to CUC, big up to CUC. They charges us too much, we say. But there are times like this when I know that we're the best,
mm-hmm.
and we're in good hands. So good morning to folks up there, and thank you to folks up there.
Yep, and they tried their best, even though they admit that their website may have had some issues in relation to the updates in terms of what was occurring, but they tried their best to keep us informed.
But when the lights came on, we knew that they had been working, right?
Yep.
Mine was on down here in the middle of Georgetown before 10 o'clock. And I heard they say they would have serviced the city first. And we got ours before 10 o'clock. So I'm sure other people were pleasantly surprised as much as I was in other areas as well. A little before time is a good thing. In a storm now, everything can go right.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a good little blow. So people would call that a blow. but we had a good little blow all the same. You know that. So
Yes,
thank you massive to Mr. and Mrs. CUC.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Thank you very much, caller. One of the things that we want to talk about too, and I hope someone will raise this. If not, I will. What do we do now to support our local farmers?
Next week.
What do we do to support our local farmers? We know that they're going to have excess crops, excess produce now. Avocados, for instance, some may not be as fit, but those persons who like the guacamole and all of those things, big question, what can we do to support our local farmers? Should the agriculture department now have a little mini agriculture fair at the agricultural grounds to give farmers an opportunity to sell their excess and for people to enjoy that as well? We need to support our local farmers during this period of time. Those who are backyard farmers, you have excess, give it away, call your friends, family, and share with them as well, because it's a crying shame to just have them there just stay and rot in front of your face as well. We have to take the commercial break. When we return, lots more to talk about, so please stay tuned.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
The HSA Specialist Clinic has relocated to a new, modern, state-of-the-art facility at Smith Road Center to offer you a better patient experience. Receive care from top specialists in chiropractic, complementary and alternative medicine, neurology, ENT, urology, pain management, and more. Our orthopedic and telemedicine clinics remain at the Cayman Islands Hospital campus. Please remember to bring your own face mask when visiting any HSA location. Visit our website, hsa.ky, to learn more. At the HSA, you matter to us.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guest in the studio, so we're going to have an open line for you all morning, right up until 10 o'clock. We still have callers. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. Right here. Thankful.
That's good to know.
Let's see. I thought I was jotting my trees down. And I'm going to put it like this. I have no help. I have my neighbor's trampoline in my backyard. I contacted him and asked him if he was okay and so forth, and told him his trampoline was in my backyard and, if he could get it moved. Told me that's Mother Nature, there's nothing he can do.
When he said nothing he can do, that means he has no intention of removing it?
no intention of removing it, and it's still sitting here right now.
Wow.
Anyhow, I told him, I say, you know what, let me deal with this another way. So I called the Boston police station for my rights. And what should I do? You know what officer told me, you see?
Civil matter?
Nope. If I could try to push it back over his fence. I say, officer, I just told you I just beat this hurricane by myself here. In my yard is up. The majority of my trees are down. His trampoline in my backyard is a huge one. And you asked me to try to help push it back over his fence. I say, you know what? You ain't no help. So I hung out the phone.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any use for the trampoline? Can it still be used?
It ain't no good. It ain't no good.
That's why he doesn't want it back.
Well, I got one crazy brother. You better make him have to come to your lunch today. That's all I have to say. But I was listening to one talk a while ago Mr. Rankin had on stating that you have to take your belongings to a certain location to be picked up. Well, I am between a hard rock and a soft place right now. For one thing, I ain't got no chainsaw, and I can't have no chainsaw, so I don't know what kind of help that I'm going to get in regards to getting my yard cleaned up. And if I have to take my utility money, if I want to get money to get my yard cleaned up, then I won't have no legs and no water for this month of August until September.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, I know. Like, I don't know if you heard earlier that I pointed out that each member of Parliament has been given 15,000. I am sure at some. I would hope and trust that at some point in time, if the need occurs, and I'm sure that it will, that will increase. So I would say to you, start out by getting in touch with the MP for your area, and I would say, without calling any names, you're in a very fortunate situation in terms of who your MP is, and see what advice. And he does have an office that is open, accessible as well. And get in touch with them. Let them know your plight, what your situation is, because that is something that I want to talk about as well. What advice can we get from the Agriculture Department? We know that Agriculture Department will give advice and on a routine basis to farmers and everything, but those backyard to commercial farmers, those backyard farmers who find themselves in situation, you may have a tree in your yard that can be restored, can be saved, and we need guidance from the Agriculture Department in terms of how to do that as well. So we need to start to hear more from them also.
Well, my plan there will be, I'm taking down everything in my backyard. I'm taking it all down because I'm at an age now. I cannot maintain those trees anymore. And I am not going to be no hazard to nobody next to me. And nobody has been any hazard to me no more than this trampoline. And about in Hurricane Ivan, the same gentleman had a back patio made from pure glass. And we picked up that glass when it came to my yard. The good thing I had plywood up at the time. Me and my son and his little friends, who pick up that glass and throw it back over the fence. But this trampoline, they got me fire and brimstone, and you will up here. And I hope that my MP and my premier and whoever it is will take a grand tour through our neighborhood to see what's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Because really and truly, this is the highest of the land right now, Newland. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, we hope that reason will prevail. You try in a civil way to approach him. You've already done that. I would try, one more time, and this time maybe I'll, have my phone on record as well to record what he says in response to your request for him to remove it. So that you have that on record as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You take care.
Okay, yeah. Keep us up to speed in terms of what's happening as well.
Yeah, when you work it on your generator, make sure you try to donate 1 or 2 and try to make it this area.
All right. Miss Susan, we have enough time. Yeah, 5 minutes before headline news at 9 o'clock. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I am so grateful.
And I trust that everything went well with you.
Sort of. I'm getting over the trauma from the fruit trees now. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, actually, I think probably everyone on the island thought about you because I said, you know, you must have been in a very, very strange position. You had Grace in the house and Grace out of the house. You had nowhere to run.
Yep.
But anyway, like I said, I didn't cause any complaints or anything. Like I said, I'm just very grateful. I lost my fruit trees, and I had already lost a lot of them in Etta and my beautiful calabash tree, but I'm not going to complain. I was just praying throughout the time, thanking God and asking him, please don't send any tornadoes, you know?
Yes.
And that was, I was giving thanks the whole time. I don't complain about those things. I have life. And I know that people have lost and they feel distraught and stuff, and I've been saying, don't think of it as a loss. You have life. With life, you can always build back, you can get back, you know, go to your representatives, ask people, don't be afraid, ask for help, you know. And I know that especially in Georgetown Central, there are a lot of people down there who have suffered damage and they need assistance. So if the representative for that area is listening, I would suggest that he reach out to his people in some way, let them know that he's not forgotten them or he's hearing them or whatever, because that's the complaints I've been hearing. But anyway, not beating up on anyone, I'm just saying. And the other thing I wanted to say is, you know, I don't think people realize enough how much the CUC linesmen, how courageous they are. They put their lives on the line for us. And I don't think people really say thank you enough to them. So I want to say a big thank you to them. Even though I was out of power for 24 hours, I didn't complain because I knew they were out there risking their lives trying to get it back for us. So I sat patiently, fell asleep, and I woke up and I had power. So I want to say a big thank you to all of those guys who go out in all the weather, in all the danger, to bring power back to us. And some people are so selfish about it, they complain about how long it takes, not the fact that they are going to get it back.
And any effects from the gully, from out there in the Pedro area? No salt water encroached?
Well, thank God I don't get it. But, you know, I didn't see any of it come down. And usually the storm has to be much bigger.
Okay.
Actually come over the main Savannah Road, Shamrock Road. Now, it could have gone into Savannah Acres, but if it's not more powerful than, say, Cat 3 or something like that, it's not coming over the road and then down Savannah Meadows and across the street and then down here and then back here, because that's the route it takes. But maybe in Savannah Acres. Have overspilled there. I'm not sure.
Hopefully we'll hear from someone there. Thank you very much, caller, for that. All the best, and please stay safe.
Thank you, and you too.
Okay, thanks. Miss Susan, got a voice note. You want to play that?
Just a question, and maybe it was answered already, but I am just tuning in, so I didn't hear. So I would like to know who is responsible for damages to a house from the neighbor's trees, the neighbor's vegetation. Who pays for the damages there if a house does not have insurance? Who's responsible for that?
Okay, so that person wanted to know who's responsible for the damage done by a neighbor's trees or whatever. If the individual who sustained the damage does not have insurance themselves that covers that, then they would try to determine whether or not the other party is insured. If that party is not insured, then they need to work out some agreement whereby the individual, the aggrieved individual, will have some recourse, some assistance from the other party to make him whole again in terms of whatever damage that was sustained. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to appear to be giving out legal advice, but I would say first, if you're insured, check with your insurance company. Also check with your neighbor to see whether or not their property is insured, and that would be the first recourse. After that, get in touch with an attorney and have them give you advice in regards to it. Top of the hour, headline news, 9 o'clock. When we return, the conversation will continue. So please stay tuned and keep those calls coming in.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Tropical storm Grace severely damaged Cayman's beautiful Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park. The Tourism Attraction Board is urgently seeking assistance to help clear the debris, with specific calls for chainsaws, dump trucks, backhoes, garbage skips, and manpower from volunteers. To volunteer your time, donate heavy equipment, or offer financial support, please reach out to John Loris on 916-2609. The BBC has witnessed more chaotic scenes outside Kabul airport as Afghans and foreign citizens try to get out of the country. The U.S. says its evacuation plans from Kabul airport are being stepped up after criticism for being too slow. Amnesty International is reporting that 9 men from the Hazara minority group have been tortured and murdered by the Taliban. German broadcaster Deutsche Welle said the Taliban shot dead a relative of one of its journalists. A German national was also shot while trying to get to Kabul airport, but there's, quote, no risk to their life, according to a spokesperson. The UK Foreign Secretary has defended his decision to delegate a call to his Afghan counterpart. And U.S. President Joe Biden is to give an update on Kabul airport's evacuation efforts later today. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record, another public service announcement for you. The licensing department is open today as well, so they have reopened. Everyone should know that as well. Ms. Susan, any calls on hold? We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning.
Good morning.
O.C.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
I've been holding on. Several people are hitting me. Anyway, hope you're doing well.
I'm fine, thanks, and I trust the same with you and your family.
It's I thought that one was bad, but you know the lick you took with the loss of, like you were talking about earlier, about our trees. Mm-hmm. You know, for the 2 years of trees gone down.
Wow.
And I can't get anybody yet to do anything because I am busy trying to get people dried in and cleared so they could move.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as you know, the government has assisted by allowing us as MPs to try to get some of the work done ourselves. Normally that wouldn't happen. You got to go through all the government bureaucratic processes. Thank God some of that has been cleared. We've been allowed to go and hire some people, and now, in fact, I got started my crew this morning.
Okay.
Still haven't been able to get all the 10 people. We're allowed each to get 10 people, 12 people.
Okay. And for what duration of time you're allowed to have them for?
For 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, and that's at $10 an hour, and that's 10 people at $10 an hour, and then that's two like supervisors, but they're not going to stand around and do nothing. They got to be able to run chainsaw and, of course, to manage the group.
Mm-hmm.
So I've started with about 5 people already this morning, and hoping to get another 5 as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But I only have 40, I think they say 40 hours. Okay? That is including we giving them lunch.
You mean so 40 hours for the 2 weeks 20 hours per week? Okay.
Yeah. And then we have to pay for, whatever we need, gas. If we have to pay for the lunch for the people.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to pay to get the things. Government will do some of that, but we will help by taking getting trucks ourselves to carry the things away.
Okay, and will you be allowed to go on private property to do work there as well? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, what I'm talking about is we take tenants into people's yards.
Okay, great.
Them clean.
No, because I had a caller earlier who was in a situation like that, and I'm glad that you called in because that helps to clarify that. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. We going into people. Well, the truth is, I said it on my different messages. I think some of the Premier's statements have tremendously, of course, informed people. What we're doing, we are working at 3 different areas, cleaning the yards first to get people that have been damaged. But some people have been damaged by falling trees, etc. And that's one. Then there is another work to be done with the farming community, and of course housing. That's an immediate matter that has to be dealt with right away. But those are the 3 areas that the government announced, and so I've started, and others have started, I know, on getting the people's yard cleared. And hence my call this morning is to inform people to say, look, don't put all appliances now. Don't expect that this exercise that we're doing right now is the cleanup. This is not the
Christmas cleanup. Yes.
This is an emergency that government is attending to, and so I'm asking people not to put appliances and heavy metals, etc. Don't put any metals in their Hurricane Grace debris. Let's call it, right?
Yes, sir.
This is because we are going to pile up. We are going to remove the materials from the yard or the side of the road. And those that are working, I should say this, those that are doing it themselves, well, thank God, people go out and try to help themselves. And so we're saying to them, don't put it all on the side of the road and keep it out of the driveways, keep it out of the side of the roads, and don't try to, pile everything where it falls over on the road, and that causes another problem. We've had some of that to deal with already. And so I'm asking them not to do that, OC, because we will get trucks to come and pick up, but this is not about picking up old fridges, old stoves, other old bicycles, not metals, because we want this, and we have provided sites just for this now, not these metals. This will come in November. Government will do the usual island cleanup, and all the metals will, of course, be taken away at that time.
Yes.
Right now, it's the emergency of all the trash, all the trees that has blown down. We're going to put them in West Bay. The site is by the 8 Bush Field. We've had that site before, and most West Bayers know where that is. And so we are going to put the things there, and these can be mulched, of course, and used, right? And therefore, we don't want metals in it at all. Please, listen, public, don't. And if you can tell your neighbor the same thing, don't go and put heavy metals or any kind of metals in this stuff, because this is not what this is for.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, while I have you here, I know after Hurricane Ivan, you at that point in time, you were the leader of government business, and you established a program for through the Cayman Islands Development Bank for people to be those who had lost their roofs and stuff like that to be dried in and everything. We know that we did encounter some issues with that because as much as you try, people have a tendency sometimes to get a little bit greedy, to think of themselves only, and what would you say in relation to the approach that should be taken? We saw instances where contractors and the person who was receiving the assistance were collaborating with each other to do only a part of the work, and the rest, whatever the cash would be split between them. We have learned those lessons already. Any advice in relation to things of that nature?
Well, the advice is that the advice is not to be that kind of way.
Yeah.
And hopefully we won't encounter that. But you know that we had a lot. You will know that we had a lot of that to encounter.
Oh, yes.
And we had to wade through that and try not to be over bureaucratic, because I can't take this bureaucracy that has crept into Cayman in every phase of government.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like
you've done this wrong. You're a bad person because you have this person get this and they shouldn't have got this right away, or the various bureaucratic processes that we have to go through now is heavier than ever, and therefore people have to learn now that we have to do different.
Yes.
To do different, and you can't. I'm just saying that whoever is of that kind of mind, hopefully we don't encounter that, because we had a lot of that to deal with in Iwan. Just the greediness.
Yes.
And right now, up until last night, we were in a government meeting discussing housing, the same thing, and trying to put the processes in place where you don't get the unscrupulous people taking advantage of the situation and taking advantage of the government. And taking and causing representatives to get a bad name.
Yeah, I hope the government then uses the expertise of the current cabinet secretary, because he was involved with me after Hurricane Ivan, and he knows all of the pitfalls and the possible loopholes and stuff like that. Yeah. So if they haven't already done so, I would urge them to use his experience. He has a lot of experience in that area from Hurricane Ivan.
Yeah, well, I'm certainly, they, as a cabinet, they would be discussing with them. I know that. Thank God, too, we have people who were in government, the minister himself, who has a keen interest in social development and has that ministry, himself as a civil servant, and understands the bureaucracies and what we can do and what we cannot do. And the Minister of Finance, who's a former civil servant himself, understands that as well, and is most keen, and we will hold arguments about the bureaucracy, but they understand that there's the need to be cautious and to get things done right, and in getting things done right, to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So, but when you are wet, when your house is leaking, when you not got no house, when your house has collapsed, you understand. People that don't experience that don't know. My mother used to say, people that with a full belly don't understand what hunger is.
Yeah.
And so all I try to do is to move as quickly as possible. I don't know if they can say any more about me than they has ever said, so that don't bother me anymore to that extent. But going through Ivan OC, I remember the morning afterwards when I got to the governor, he looked me up and down, and I said, Governor, I'm going to be for the next several months. I'm here to work, and I'm still that same McKeever Bush. I'm here to work. I'm the Speaker of the House. I do have a constituency, and I have to tend to the needs, but it's not just my constituency that comes to me. They are from all over.
Yep.
And so we have that to do, bearing in mind that there are processes that must be that we must go through.
Oh yeah, because the Auditor General is going to be looking over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, they're going to be looking, and there's going to be opposition that will give you a bad name. And I'm not just talking about elected opposition. I'm talking about people outside that don't like you and will say anything, will accuse you of anything, even before they know facts.
Yep.
So there's my message, my Yes, my message is to ask people, do not put metals. Right now, what we're dealing with is the debris from the hurricane, which is the bush, the trees, getting that all down, getting a people yard to where they can move around properly.
Okay.
And also, you can believe that talking about Ivan, what we experienced was a lot of tornadoes in this system that we went through this hurricane, because I think it reached hurricane status when we got it. Grace was, I think, loaded with tornadoes.
Okay.
By the twisting of the trees and that I see in my yard and seen in other places, and so many. We lost some things in Ireland, and I guess we lost more now because since that's 20 years ago, so we had 20 years of growth,
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. I know a lot of people are going to complain that I gave you so much time, but as a Speaker of our Parliament, you are entitled to it, sir. Thank you very much. We're going to take a commercial break. We do have other callers on hold. We will take those callers as soon as we return, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
You don't always have to give up the food you love to live a healthier life. You just have to choose better to eat better. At Caribbean Bakery, we know that delicious, nutritious bread only uses a few ingredients that leads to better taste, better health, and an overall better experience. We focus on simple, quality ingredients while leaving out the bad ingredients that commercial bread brands are known for and can lead to illness. Feed your body, feed your family with 100% additive-free, freshly baked bread from Caribbean Bakery. And don't miss our hot bread Sundays, freshly baked loaves delivered to McRuss grocery store every Sunday morning. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh.
I want to make an important point for you here. In the end, you can be friendly with your child. That's a beautiful thing, but not at the expense of being their parent. The key is to have a responsible relationship with your child. Responsible adults don't let their children make excuses for failure. They don't badmouth their teachers. That's the type of relationship you need with your child. It's called being a responsible adult. An adult who loves their child at the same time holds their child accountable. It's called effective parenting. This message was brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have callers on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Thanks for being so patient.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. And I pray that your yard is good. Expecting to get mangoes next season.
Well, we hope so. There were some trees that didn't start to bear yet, so hopefully, fate will be on my side that those will start to bear now. And because I did lose a few, we'll be able to save them. There was one particular tree that I wanted to talk about, actually, my Valencia Pride during Hurricane Ivan. That went down, and the trunk was so huge that there was no way to put it upright again. So I left it that way, and then there was an upshoot from that. Now that upshoot broke away, so I have limbs all around the side and no center. So
yeah, okay, well,
how are things with it on your end? How did you make out?
I'm not sure if I'm the chosen one, but my charms, I never even take them down. I never had one leaf in my yard.
Wow.
So I don't know if I'm the chosen one or something like that. But what I do call in is to give kudos to the CUC crew.
Yes.
CUC crew. Can you imagine? My younger brother is a supervisor on on the line.
Okay.
And he had to leave his beautiful wife and his daughter to go out in the weather to put up, to make sure that that we get back electricity.
Mm-hmm.
That we get back electricity. And we have, I notice a lot of comments on Facebook by people who are not from here. Because I got people who speak Tagalog too. And some of the people that are putting up these comments, I don't think they really come from anywhere that have a service like us or even have electricity. So I don't think that
some come from areas that would not have survived a tropical storm.
Yeah, we would have a lot of dead people floating around the place and stuff. So I don't appreciate them coming here and bashing our guys who have to go out in the weather while all of us are still on the blankets and to work to make sure that we get back electricity. Because, as you know, we all know the guys that work on the line, and we all got their numbers, and we're calling them, bombarding them with asking questions about when it got come on and when it got come on. So I want to big up the guys from CUC.
Yes.
CUC. That's the only people I'm big enough, the CUC guys, because I'm a storm chaser. I was out in the storm. I did 2 videos, 2 different. I did what happened. I got caught in the eye, I think, and then I got trapped with the second wave on the road. So, and ICCUC trucks had already geared up and was out in the weather.
Wow.
It was the only soul I saw on the road. No one else but CUC guys. You know, so I want to big up the CUC guys.
Yep, they deserve it. They deserve it.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Thank you very much, for that. We're getting a lot of kudos and everything. I just want to say also that all members of Parliament, especially the new members of Parliament, this tropical storm or Hurricane Grace may be your defining moment, as far as your political career is concerned. So how you operate, how you function, and the measure of success you achieve after this storm may define your future as a politician. I know that you're all well-intended. Just bear in mind that you can't do it yourselves. A lot of you had support when you were campaigning. This is the time that you need the support now for people to hit the streets, hit the phones, find out what members of your community, your constituency are in need. Those members who are in need, identify them and seek to address their issues. Here we have a message from one. This person says, in the Garston Smith Courtyard Drive and Scholars Drive, we have damage. A member of Parliament has not visited. Yet on Facebook, we all note that the MP has posted numerous pictures of assistance to family members. They are bragging. Notes that the NRA came to all of West Bay Central before the storm to clear the drains. This is false information. All of the drains in our neighborhoods were blocked, and we're still and are still blocked up until yesterday. It is common knowledge that this neighborhood is possibly the lowest lying in all of West Bay. Yet our drains do not get tended to until after the storm. The former MP had started a drain system, had started a drain before election. To date, the drain is unfinished, with the pipe sticking out in the road with 2 cones around it, making the corner of the street a 1 lane until passing the corner. Blind spot, and it is worse at night as there is no street light. Multiple members of our neighborhood have gone out to find the MP's constituency office, but no one seems to know where it is or if it exists. We need help. We are all a part of this constituency, and assistance should not be given to family members as a priority. There needs to be accountability for where government funds are being used. Rain is in the forecast for the weekend, so many of us need our roofs fixed as we have leaks, shingles blown off, windows or doors damaged, and large trees and other debris in our yard, etc. And the person is asking me to please read this, and hopefully our member of parliament will reach out and offer assistance to all the constituency, not just family. We have 3 callers on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Ossie. I just want to say a big thank you to Mr. Mark Tibbetts and his crew here in Kimmenbrack.
Okay.
I permanently moved back home after 43 years, and I was floored by how well they were prepared for the brack up here for the approaching of her Tropical Storm Grace, which I guess we're gathering now from the way it acted. It was more of a hurricane than it was a tropical storm. I'm looking at all the videos of Grand Cayman and the loss of all the beautiful fruit trees and stuff. Yeah, I agree with the last caller. There had to have been a lot of twisters in that storm for that to have occurred. Mm-hmm. And I want to just say thank you and kudos to the Kimmenbrack crew, the Public Works Department, and everyone else that was involved. You all did a wonderful job in preparing up here. But I'm still waiting for Grace because I was on the north side, which is, we know the old folk were very brilliant and smart in building and settling on the north side of the brack, which always fares the best when there is a storm. So it was hardly anything here at all. I know the south side did get a lot of wave action and stuff washed ashore and, a few trees down and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the north was very well, fared very well. And, we're all back to normal up here again. So I want to thank them for being so efficient and proficient in their preparation for the sister islands, and I really, really appreciate their hard work and dedication. They did a wonderful job, and thanks to Mr. Tibbetts and his team.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. So big shout out to those in the brack, Mr. Mark Tibbetts and his crew as well. Let's grab a next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning.
Morning, OC.
How are you, sir? Good morning.
I'm fine. I'm still up here in the United States, but I'm getting your program. I'm getting all the programs on YouTube, so I'm kind of up to date. Plus, my daughter is still there and my younger brother.
Okay.
But according to them, it must have been at least a stage, a number 1 hurricane.
Category 1, yeah.
But I'm glad to hear, especially in the brack, that everything is there. My sister had an operation, so she wasn't at home in the brack, but from all reports, everything is fine. We're up here. We really didn't have any kind of weather at all, so everything is normal here. But I'm so pleased that CUC acted in the way they did, because even before I came up here, I saw the crews on the road all the time upgrading. So kudos to them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And all the people who have negative things to say about them, I hope they can shut up now.
They will for a while, and then, of course, when things get back to normal, you know how it goes.
Yeah. I've also been in touch with the office there at the seafarers, and everything seems to be fine. So.
Okay. And any special program or advice for your membership?
Well, we had to cancel the meeting for Tuesday night on, but it was on the radio, thanks to Paulette and the rest of them at your radio station. But they will be informed. Hopefully, we don't have to cancel another one. But everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is going fine, and the new ministry has taken over. The NAU is working, and everything is good apart from the aftermath of the hurricane, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
We lost a lot. We lost a lot of tree. We lost one coconut tree and some akis and mangoes, but they can all be replaced and they'll grow. They'll grow eventually.
They will. Yes. So true.
All right. All the best.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thanks for keeping in touch. Thank you very much. You want to take the break? You want to take the break now, Ms. Susan, or wait for take another call? Sorry. One more call. Okay. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't hearing you at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that Hurricane Grace is a hot topic at this time, and rightly so, but I need to speak of another hurricane that is brewing here and internationally, maybe.
Okay.
And it's the possible side effects of the Pfizer vaccine. We need to be looking very carefully at this. I can tell you this morning it's factual. There have been numerous deaths in the Cayman Islands in the past few weeks where there is a possible, and I say it again, a possible link to the vaccine. Local doctors are reporting that there are increased risks of blood clots, pulmonary embolisms, and excessive bleeding. Now, I'm not guessing about this because I have a dear family member that is fighting for life right as we speak.
But you said local doctors have reported it. To whom have they reported it?
I know for a fact that some have been reported to the acting director, Mr. Williams, because as far as I know, Dr. Lee is away right now.
Okay.
And I know factually that at least 2 or 3 have been reported by one particular doctor to Samuel Rodriguez Williams. I know that. There are others that should have been reported, and maybe they have been, but I can't say that for a fact. What I can tell you as a matter of fact is that there have been increased deaths in Cayman recently that are unexplainable. And I know just a very popular woman that died only a week ago, and I won't call the name, and I can't take that kind of chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you that her attending physician says a pulmonary embolism in this person would have been almost unimaginable. But that is what caused her death, even though she had been sick for a number of years. I can tell you that in my brother's case, the doctors are absolutely alarmed. They have never seen anything like what happened there with the number of clots in the lungs, the amount of excessive bleeding for a man who had no history of anything like that, went into surgery for, I wouldn't say it was a routine surgery. It was quite a serious surgery, but people do it all the time. What has caused him to be on the brink of death is the multiple clots that developed almost immediately, the amount of bleeding that came from nowhere. And whilst it takes a while to develop research, just as it should have been in the case of the vaccine, but the vaccine was rushed. We had people such as the premier.
Cole, I don't have a whole lot of time to rehash about the vaccine itself, though.
To promote, but that's not fair, O.C. We have to be objective and look at every.
No, I understand that, but we know we know.
Okay. In a nutshell, people are dying in Cayman as a result of the side effects of Pfizer, and our government should stop promoting it in order to open up tourism. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
If there is evidence to that effect, and all that caller has said to me is mere speculation rather than that. And I would venture to say that any medical doctor has a responsibility to report these things. And if they have been reported to the governor, if they have been reported to the government and to the medical chief medical officer or whom, then they need to make that information available. Not the personal information, but they need to be aware of what is happening. But there is no doubt whatsoever that there have been deaths and illnesses associated with the vaccine, because not all bodies are the same. Some people have various other preconditions that may affect them. So I'm not discounting what the person has said, because there is acknowledgement that there have been deaths from the vaccine. Now, to stop administering the vaccine based on that, that's way above my pay grade. That's for the government to decide, but we need to look at what the rest of the world is doing as well. 70 million Frenchmen can't be wrong. We still need to take the break, Miss Susan. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Health City is now open at Camana Bay, offering a wide range of specialties at our state-of-the-art Camana Bay Clinic. We are here to help you save time and feel better. We are open weekdays, weekends, and evenings for your convenience and are dedicated to reducing your wait time while improving your health. Friendly staff, expert care, lab services, and diagnostics in one convenient location from the hospital you know and trust. Health City at Camana Bay, within your reach.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have a voice note that we're going to play now, Miss Susan.
Good morning, OC. God bless everybody, and I'm glad to hear your voice. OC, I am in a desperate position for a 4-inch pipe under weatherhead to fix my light so that the CUC can put up my light because it's tear down and broken down. And CUC cannot do anything without that pull up, and they cannot find any material to come and fix it. I'm in a desperate position. Anybody in Cayman, I will pay for it. Just tell me where you have a 4-inch pipe to fix my weatherhead so that CUC can get my light on back. Thank you, OC, and God bless you to hear your voice.
Okay, I hope and trust that that person is listening as well. 4-inch pipe, but I would venture to say also that there has to be a qualified and licensed electrician to do that as well in collaboration with CUC. So if she doesn't have an electrician, my advice to her would be to get an electrician, and that electrician would also be able to source the pipe for her as well. The electrician may have material on hand, leftovers from another job, or may know where to get that pipe to assist the person as well. But that work that you're talking about, has to be done by a licensed electrician in collaboration with CUC. So if you don't already have a licensed electrician, that's the first thing that you need to. But I do have your number. I will give you a call afterwards just to determine that as well, because we try to do as much as we can to help here. Talking about the hurricanes, talking about Hurricane Ivan, we saw a lot of deaths after Hurricane Ivan as well, and we had many mental health experts on the radio talking about mental health. While we did not encounter any deaths associated with Tropical Storm or Hurricane Grace, there is the possibility that persons may suffer some mental trauma, and I would hope and trust that that's an area that attention will be given to as well. It is absolutely necessary. The mere trauma of persons' property being destroyed, whether it is their home or their fruit trees or whatever, sometimes people need some assistance when it comes to mental health. So we want to ensure that that's taken into consideration. Also, any callers, Ms. Susan? One caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. We'll see me again.
Good morning again. That's okay. I told you to call back. Feel free to call back.
To the voice note that you just played.
Yes.
I don't think it's a 4-inch pipe the lady needs. I think it's a 2-inch.
Okay.
Unless she's living in an apartment complex.
Uh-huh.
But a 4-inch, not for residential.
Mm-hmm.
2 inches, the maximum I would say that she would need.
Mm. But doesn't she need an electrician too?
Oh yes, definitely does. If she's listening, she can call me 929-4419. I can probably find some for her.
Okay, repeat that again. 929-4419.
4419, that's correct.
Okay.
And she would then tell me, where she lives and so forth, and I can pass that on to them.
Okay. I want to thank you. Thank you very much for that. Anything else that you want to add to that?
No, I'm just listening to all of them praises going out to CUC, and they deserve it.
Yes, they certainly do. They certainly do.
Yep. Anyway, you all take care and have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You do the same, and please stay safe as well. Ms. Susan, if we don't have any other callers, we can take the break now, and then after this break, then we'll just go straight through until 10 o'clock.
Did you know that defective airbags can cause serious injury or even death if not repaired immediately? Right now, millions of vehicles around the world are under recall for faulty Takata airbags, and yours could be one of them. At Vant Motors, our priority is to make sure the Toyota or Ford you drive is safe. So we are offering customers a free, fast, and easy airbag swap out if your vehicle was manufactured in 2016 or earlier. Find out if you need to have new airbags installed by emailing your Ford or Toyota vehicle's VIN or vehicle identification number to service@vantmotors.com or stop by Vamp's Service Center or call us at 949-2245. Don't risk it. Get the airbags in your Toyota or Ford checked for free at Vant Motors on Walkers Road.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
For the first time in over 45 years, the University College of the Cayman Islands is having an alumni homecoming gala dinner on October 28th. The event highlights the kickoff of the UCCI Alumni Network, a community of professionals helping the university and one another. If you're a UCCI graduate, join the network today and let your fellow classmates know about it. Visit ucci.edu.ky/alumni and come give us a hand with UCCI's first ever homecoming.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. I will share with you now, if there are no callers, Ms. Susan, with you the press release in relation to the government and the opposition coming together for Grace cleanup. And it reads, members of the PAC government and the opposition met Thursday morning to discuss cleanup following Hurricane Grace and that the damage the storm left behind on all 3 islands. Each member left the meeting heading to their respective districts to begin the cleanup in 2 phases. Okay? Phase 1 includes clearing down vegetation immediately to clear yards, parks, and roadways and provide immediate roof protection. Sorry, I'm going to read that again. Phase 1. Phase 1 includes clearing down vegetation immediately to clear yards, parks, and roadways and provide immediate roof protection. Phase 2 will come when members will oversee inspections of and possible repairs to homes. So the members of Parliament will be involved with overseeing the inspections of and possible repairs to homes. I would venture to say that those inspections and the possible repairs will include current damage as a result of Hurricane Grace, but also any structural, it should include, I would say, any structural issues that may have an impact on any future tropical storm or hurricane or bad weather to ensure that the structure is more robust than it originally was as well. So that's going to be extremely important. So you may look and you may see, well, the shingles are gone off the roof, but at the same time, the facial board or whatever may be damaged as well. So you look towards having that repaired, or a window may have been damaged or in need of repair, not necessarily from the hurricane, but at the same time may need to be addressed as well. Okay, so there was another press release that was issued before that had to do with the fact that when the government met to review Grace as opposed to the government and the opposition, and that was issued on 20th of August, it says here. Okay. Premier Wayne Panton called an emergency meeting of members of the PAC government at the Government Administration Building on Wednesday night to discuss the impact of Hurricane Grace. At the meeting, PAC members of Parliament considered the following: reports from National Emergency Services, feedback from many residents across the islands, and their own observations derived from their respective constituency tours and engagements. While assessments of damages are still ongoing by several government agencies, in the interim and in the interest of the public, the PAC members have agreed that they will do the following. 1. Approve funds to assist with the cleanup of the various constituencies, and we now know that $15,000 initially was allocated to each member of Parliament for that purpose, and we also heard from the Honourable Speaker of the House, Honourable W. McKeever Bush, that each individual will be, out of the 10 or 12 persons they're allowed to employ, 40 hours for 2 weeks as well. Okay. The decision by the PAC government also was to provide funding to assist with the necessary housing repairs, provide funds and services to farmers that have been adversely affected. And it's quoted as saying, it was essential for my team, this is the Premier, to meet as quickly as possible to get an update on damages resulting from Grace and to agree on the best way forward in returning our islands to some level of normalcy. While I am pleased that there were no reported injuries or loss of lives, I am saddened to hear that many residents had damages to property. My government remains people-driven, and it was important to expeditiously approve a series of measures to help our people. I have asked my cabinet colleagues to take immediate steps in order to implement the agreed solutions to help our communities. Premier offered praise for the diligence of his team. He is quoted as saying, "I must say that I am extremely pleased with the performance of my team in the lead up to the storm. Members were out and about personally helping constituents. They helped secure homes and worked with the National Roads Authority to clear drains well late into the night," he said. "I am even more pleased with their performance after the storm, where they assisted many people in their communities. I also want to thank their families for their personal sacrifice during the challenging time." And at that, they also pointed out that he had also invited members of the opposition, and of course that meeting with members of the opposition did take place as well. Ms. Susan, we have another voice note. You may want to check that as well, and we do have a caller, so we're going to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I didn't know if you could hear me. Just like I say, first of all, I've been remiss in not thanking and commending our athletes, track and field athletes and swimmers who went to the Olympics. It's very, very commendable of them, and so really filled with pride in them, for a very small nation, I call it.
Yes.
And to accomplish even getting there, and under these difficult circumstances, kudos to them, kudos. More than deserve medals from us here in Cayman. But we have to be very thankful that we passed through this with safety, no loss of life. I've not heard of any injuries, anything serious anyhow. Anyone, yes, many of us suffered damage by trees going on and seen mahogany trees were 6-inch to 8-inch limbs break off, and that's not normal for mahogany. So we had tremendous winds, and my friend Raymond Scott did call me several hours before Hurricane the Grace, the storm it was considered then, approached and said, Mick, y'all gonna get it much worse in Grand Cayman than Cayman Brac, when they were talking about it heading here first, maybe that time. But and he said it's gonna be severe. So he was right, and I thought that it had tremendous winds. There were tremendous winds in upwards of 65, 70 miles an hour, I'd say.
Yes.
Maybe closer to 80. I've seen several hurricanes, and this was quite bad for a storm, and definitely Category 1 winds with it. And it just shows people that the magnitude of destruction that can happen with a 70 mile an hour wind and 60 mile an hour winds and 50 mile an hour winds also. So we have to be thankful for that. And we'll get things cleared up. Eventually, I'm glad the response of the government and the opposition to getting together and seeing what can be done, because that's the main purpose of being elected anyhow, is to try to do for your people first, things like that. Then we can comply with businesses who are wanting to invest in here. We can always hash out the problems of the environment and so forth, impact on it. And what we've got to realize in this small community, really, 70-odd square miles here in Grand Cayman, the rest of it, sort of 25 or 30 in Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, they're going to have to impact on the environment to move our people forward to get any progress and get jobs and do building. Because we see where the construction is the main activity more or less right now. And we can't avoid that. And there will be issues as long as we exist with the environment being encroached upon. We have to understand there has to be that happy medium. We go along, and times mistakes will be made, and we have to try to correct them. But with regards to the, and that's how we have to look at life. My way of looking at it, I might get lambasted for that, but I really don't care at this time. With regards to the vaccination, we have to understand that there's a risk with everything. There was a risk with the polio, there was a risk with the TB, the measles, the smallpox. There was a risk. Nothing in life comes without a risk. We're human, so we're not going to be perfect. It can't happen. Perfect one was Jesus. And there will be, and I understand and appreciate and how people may feel when they know loved ones have passed. And, we can speculate on things, as you just quite rightly said, but we have to understand doctors' treatments are weighed against the good, against the bad. There's much, much more good than bad, so we have to take that risk. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We do have another caller, but I'll take that call in a minute. Just two things. One of my listeners, and I want to thank them very much for this. As a matter of fact, Ms. Susan did mention it as well, said that I may want to revisit the advice given on the conversation where I suggested that the caller record the conversation with her neighbor about the trampoline, and the person said that they have done some research. They have researched the latest on the law on this, but it used to be the permission of the other party has to be obtained before the recorder commences recording. Otherwise, it may not be used as evidence. Well, it may not be, and I agree with that, may not be used as evidence in a court of law, but at least the person has the verbatim what the person has said. And another caller also wanted to point out that in relation to the vaccine, that people, please advise people that the vaccine is not new or rushed, and we should encourage them to do the necessary research, starting with the outbreak of SARS. And like the previous caller said, other persons will react. Some individuals may react differently to the vaccine. And I don't want it to appear as if, I'm insensitive about anyone's predicament, from a medical standpoint or from a health standpoint. But I'm not, and not many of my callers that I know are experts about vaccine. And we try to hear from the experts as much as possible. As a matter of fact, when I was covering for Sterling Dwayne Banks on Tuesday, we actually were scheduled to have Doctors Brown and Rodriguez Williams on the show, but because of the impending storm, we were unable to do so as well. And when either I have them on, or if some other host has them on, I would invite the caller who spoke about her family situation to, if she's unable to get in touch with them otherwise, to call back and ask whatever pertinent questions she may deem pertinent as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. You're the last caller for the morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Elvis here, man?
I am fine, thanks.
Yeah, kind of depressed, boy, when I see all my farmer people. Well, anybody that lose a fruit tree, that's a rough thing, because, you can fix a roof in a day, a week. But when you got a fruit tree that, that's 10 years, you might never live to see another one there again,
Yeah.
That's really bad. But anyhow, up here,
I was like, between me and my daughter, like I said, we lost about 500 pounds of mangoes easy. And avocados, I lost avocados and papayas and stuff like that, but none of them are fruit trees, so I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful, and I hope those guys get their fruit trees for stuff, whoever can. And like you said, about the mangoes, I got mangoes up at my place, they green mangoes. I like selling them $1 a pound, whatever I can get for them, try to get rid of them instead of just letting them stay there, because I giving them away too, so. But we got to be thankful. And Mr. J, I want to invite you, when you come to Kimon, you was out there last time, I didn't see you, but when you come here, I would really like to talk to yourself concerning the agriculture business in Kimon. We got to get into this thing really serious, and not only avocados and mangoes I'm talking about, if you know what I mean, Mr. O.C. Huh? All right.
Okay.
You guys have a nice day.
Take care. Yeah. So again, I want to say that we need to support our local farmers. They're going to have an excess of produce, and we know that we have the market out there by near to the credit union. But if anything else can be established for them to sell their produce, because I'm sure that the supermarkets, those that have regular suppliers, will be overwhelmed as well with produce. Whatever we can do to assist them, we should. One of our listeners sent this, and I'll share this with you as well, because we've been talking about it. Ms. Susan, I'm going over time, but you'll deal with me out. You'll deal with me afterwards. How to save toppled fruit trees. One of my church brethren found and kindly provided me with an excellent research paper from University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences Extension Analysis from Florida Fruit Grove Experiences and Practical Post-Hurricane Tips, and https //adobe.ly/3Z48LYKX. I guess if you just simply Google University of Florida's Institute for Food and Sciences extension and to saving toppled fruit trees, you should be able to get that information as well. I'm going to finish up now, even though I have lots more WhatsApp messages, emails, and stuff like that, but we'll have to deal with them on Sunday, folks. I want to thank you all very much. I want to say to you, please stay safe. Check with your neighbors, whatever assistance you can give them. Please do so. Get in touch with your members of Parliament if you have not done so. And I just want to make, just for a point of clarity, because I believe we did get a query about whether or not we called a member of Parliament's name on this show. And I would say that even if I did call a member of Parliament's name on the show, as long as it wasn't defamatory or derogatory, all members of Parliament, they are public figures, and as a result, of that, you can, call their names on a show. But in relation to West Bay Central, I only read out what the writer sent in relation to the particular constituency, and that was all. No member of Parliament's name was called, but if it was necessary to call a member of Parliament's name, I would have, because they are public figures. Folks, please stay safe. Have a great day, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Caribbean Bakery, made Cayman fresh. Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week.
The Ministry of Commerce
planning and infrastructure, and by West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health.
Today's biggest news.